Question 1. A news website uses Amazon DynamoDB for storing articles. 90% of the queries are reads. Traffic is highly variable, with peak hours and low usage at night. Cost should be minimized while maintaining performance. Which solution is the best? Options: A. Enable DynamoDB Accelerator, DAX. B. Use DynamoDB on-demand capacity mode. C. Switch to Amazon RDS with read replicas. D. Use Amazon ElastiCache in front of DynamoDB. Correct answer: A. Enable DynamoDB Accelerator, DAX. Explanation: DAX caches results for read-heavy workloads, reducing read costs. Provides microsecond response times instead of millisecond with standard queries. Ideal for workloads where read latency is critical. Why not other options? Option B. On-demand mode is cost-effective for variable workloads but doesn't improve latency. Option C. RDS read replicas work for relational databases, not NoSQL. Option D. ElastiCache is better for session storage, not structured NoSQL queries. Question 2. A logistics company operates multiple AWS accounts and VPCs. Each VPC needs to communicate with multiple others. The solution should be scalable with minimal management overhead. Avoid excessive route table updates. Which networking solution is best? Options: A. VPC peering. B. AWS Transit Gateway. C. AWS VPN with Direct Connect. D. NAT Gateway with public IPs. Correct answer: B. AWS Transit Gateway. Explanation: Transit Gateway simplifies multi-VPC networking without complex route tables. Scales automatically as new VPCs are added. Better than managing multiple peering connections. Why not other options? Option A. VPC peering is hard to scale for many VPCs. Option C. VPN and Direct Connect are for hybrid cloud, not inter-VPC communication. Option D. NAT Gateway is for outbound internet access, not VPC to VPC connectivity. Question 3. A SaaS company is hosting a web app on Amazon EC2 with an application load balancer, ALB. The application is frequently targeted by SQL injection and DDoS attacks. Traffic should be filtered before reaching EC2 instances. Cost should be minimized without impacting performance. Which AWS service is best? Options: A. Use AWS WAF with the application load balancer. B. Deploy a third-party security appliance on an EC2 instance. C. Use AWS Shield Standard. D. Use Amazon GuardDuty for threat detection. Correct answer: A. Use AWS WAF with the application load balancer. Explanation: AWS WAF blocks SQL injection and common web threats. Directly integrates with ALB, reducing attack surface before requests reach EC2. More cost-effective than third-party security appliances. Why not other options? Option B. Third-party appliances are expensive and require maintenance. Option C. AWS Shield protects against DDoS but doesn't filter web application threats. Option D. GuardDuty detects threats but doesn't block them in real time. Question 4. A retail company is using Amazon Redshift for analytical queries on sales data. Query patterns are highly predictable. Compute costs are high due to frequent queries on the same data. The company wants to optimize costs without sacrificing performance. Which solution is the best? Options: A. Use Redshift Spectrum to query data in Amazon S3. B. Enable Amazon Redshift concurrency scaling. C. Implement Amazon Redshift materialized views. D. Move to Amazon Aurora for analytics. Correct answer: C. Implement Amazon Redshift materialized views. Explanation: Materialized views store query results and speed up repeated queries. Reduces compute costs by avoiding repeated full table scans. Significantly improves query performance for analytics. Why not other options? Option A. Redshift Spectrum is good for querying S3 data but increases per query costs. Option B. Concurrency scaling helps handle burst loads but doesn't reduce compute costs. Option D. Aurora is not optimized for analytics at redshift scale. Question 5. A global e-commerce platform hosts its web app on EC2 instances in S East 1 with a multi-tier architecture. They need a disaster recovery solution with minimal downtime. A secondary region, US West 2, is available for failover. Data should always be up to date. Which disaster recovery strategy is the best? Options: A. Pilot Lite with Amazon RDS cross-region read replicas. B. Warm Standby with auto-scaling and multi-AZ RDS. C. Backup and Restore with scheduled Amazon S3 snapshots. D. Active with Route 53 latency-based routing. Correct answer: D. Active with Route 53 latency-based routing. Explanation. Active ensures real-time availability in multiple regions. Route 53 latency-based routing directs traffic to the closest healthy region. Eliminates downtime by always keeping both regions active. Why not other options? Option A. Pilot Lite is cheaper but takes time to fully recover. Option B. Warm Standby still requires manual intervention for failover. Option C. Backup and Restore doesn't meet low RTO, recovery time objective, requirements. Question 6. A finance company stores sensitive data in Amazon S3 and EC2 instances in a VPC. EC2 instances must access S3 privately without using the internet. Traffic must not go through public IPs for security reasons. Costs should be minimized. Which networking solution is best? Options: A. Use an S3 bucket policy with IP restrictions. B. Create an AWS Direct Connect private VIF. C. Use an S3 VPC gateway endpoint. D. Configure a NAT gateway to route traffic to S3. Correct answer: C. Use an S3 VPC gateway endpoint. Explanation. VPC gateway endpoints allow private access to S3 without internet exposure. No NAT gateway or direct connect needed, reducing costs. More secure than bucket policies alone. Why not other options? Option A. Bucket policies restrict access but don't ensure private connectivity. Option B. Direct connect is expensive and unnecessary for S3 access. Option D. NAT gateway adds costs and uses public IPs. Question 7. A video streaming company is hosting a stateful web app on Amazon EC2 with an RDS database. The application has predictable traffic patterns. It requires session persistence. The company wants to lower EC2 costs. Which solution is the most cost-effective? Options: A. Move to Amazon ECS with Fargate. B. Use Amazon EC2 spot instances. C. Implement Amazon Elasticache for session storage. D. Use AWS auto-scaling with reserved instances. Correct answer: D. Use AWS auto-scaling with reserved instances. Explanation. Reserved instances, RIs, provide significant savings for predictable workloads. Auto-scaling adjusts capacity based on traffic needs. Ensures cost-effectiveness while maintaining session state. Why not other options? Option A. ECS with Fargate is cost-effective but doesn't help with session persistence. Option B. Spot instances can be terminated anytime, not ideal for stateful apps. Option C. Elasticache helps with session storage but doesn't reduce EC2 costs. Question 8. A SaaS provider is using Amazon API Gateway with AWS Lambda for a serverless API. Users are spread across North America, Europe, and Asia. Response time should be low for all users. The company wants a scalable and cost-efficient solution. Which AWS service can optimize global performance? Options: A. Use Amazon CloudFront to cache API responses. B. Deploy API Gateway in each region separately. C. Enable AWS Global Accelerator for API Gateway. D. Use AWS Direct Connect for lower latency. Correct answer: C. Enable AWS Global Accelerator for API Gateway. Explanation. Global Accelerator routes requests to the nearest healthy API gateway. Improves performance by leveraging AWS Global Network. Better than deploying separate API gateways in each region. Why not other options? Option A, CloudFront caches responses but doesn't reduce request latency. Option B, managing multiple API gateways increases complexity and costs. Option D, Direct Connect is for hybrid cloud connectivity, not global API performance. Question 9. A multinational company has two VPCs in different AWS regions that need low latency, secure communication. VPC A is an S East one, and VPC B is an EU West one. They need direct, private connectivity without using the internet. Minimal operational overhead is required. Which networking solution is the best? Options: A. Create a VPC peering connection between the two VPCs. B. Use an AWS transit gateway with inter-region peering. C. Establish an AWS Direct Connect connection between the regions. D. Deploy a site-to-site VPN over the internet. Correct answer: B. Use an AWS transit gateway with inter-region peering. Explanation. Transit gateway enables scalable, direct inter-region VPC connectivity. Uses AWS backbone network, ensuring low latency. More scalable than VPC peering for multiple VPCs. Why not other options? Option A, VPC peering works but lacks central management for large architectures. Option C, Direct Connect is expensive and mainly for hybrid cloud setups. Option D, VPN adds latency and uses public internet, making it less secure. Question 10. A healthcare provider is hosting a patient records application on Amazon RDS and EC2 instances. They must meet HIPAA compliance. Data must be encrypted at rest and in transit. They want automatic key management. Which AWS security feature should they use? Options: A. Enable AWS Shield Advanced for DDoS protection. B. Use AWS KMS with automatic key rotation. C. Apply a Web Application Firewall (WAF) rule for encryption. D. Implement a security group with custom rules. Correct answer: B. Use AWS KMS with automatic key rotation. Explanation. AWS Key Management Service, KMS, encrypts data at rest and manages keys securely. Supports automatic key rotation for compliance. Works with RDS and EC2 for end-to-end encryption. Why not other options? Option A, AWS Shield protects against DDoS but doesn't handle encryption. Option C, WAF is for filtering web traffic, not encryption. Option D, security groups control access but don't encrypt data.